Welcome to Chapter 1 of Digital Communication, Probability Theory and Random Processes. Module 5 covers Gaussian probability density function, Rayleigh probability density function, and central limit theorem. First topic is Gaussian probability density function. Here the random variable is continuous, existing from minus infinity to plus infinity. This density function is also known as normal probability density function. It's a bell-shaped probability distribution. PDF f of x is equal to 1 upon root 2 pi sigma square e raised to minus x minus m whole square upon 2 sigma square. Random variable x is varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. Sigma square is variance. X is a random variable. M is a mean value. And cumulative distribution function can be written in terms of probability density function. Fx of x is accumulation of probabilities from minus infinity to x. That is integral minus infinity to x probability density function. That is 1 by root 2 pi sigma square e raised to minus x minus m whole square upon 2 sigma square dx. When you are substituting x is equal to minus infinity minus m square will be plus infinity, but outside minus sign is there, so it will be e raised to minus infinity will be 0. So when x is equal to minus infinity, answer will be 0. When x is equal to plus infinity square is infinity, but minus sign will be there, so again it will be e raised to minus infinity. So for x is equal to plus infinity, again the answer will be 0. When x is equal to m, e raised to minus m minus m, so it will be e raised to 0. E raised to 0 is 1. 1 into 1 upon root 2 pi sigma square. That is why when x is equal to m, the value will be 1 upon root 2 pi sigma square. So with respect to this axis, this distribution is symmetrical. The total area of this distribution is always 1. That is a fundamental property of PDF. So this portion will be 0.5 and this portion will be 0.5. So area up to x is equal to m will be 0.5. From m to infinity, area will be 0.5. This is probability distribution. That is also known as normal distribution. And this is a cumulative distribution function varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. And from minus infinity starting from 0 and plus infinity it will reach 1. Second probability distribution is the same Gaussian probability distribution, but it is written as a standard Gaussian probability distribution. So the only difference is taking sigma square, that is variance is equal to 1 and m is equal to 0. So these two won't come in our expression. F of x is equal to 1 by root 2 pi e raised to minus x square by 2. And then similarly probability cumulative distribution function also can be written. So PDF and CDF are written for a standard Gaussian PDF. The only difference with respect to the previous one is sigma square is 1 and m is equal to 0. Due to m is equal to 0, the distribution will be symmetrical with respect to x is equal to 0. That is, with respect to this axis, it will be symmetrical. So the left hand side, total area will be half. Right hand side also, total area will be half. And the total area of this is always 1. When x is equal to 0, it will be e raised to 0. E raised to 0 is 1 and that is 1 by root 2 pi. That is why the height will be 1 by root 2 pi. F of y, that is cumulative distribution function, f of y is the accumulation of probabilities of the random variables from minus infinity to y. So integral minus infinity to y probability density function, that is minus infinity to y 1 by root 2 pi e raised to minus x square by 2 dx. Another quantity is defined as q of y. This Q of y is used later for writing the probability of error of our digital communication. Q of y is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral y to infinity e raised to minus x square by 2 dx. So this shaded portion, that is Q of y. From y to infinity, what is the total area? That is Q of y. So there is a relationship between Q of y and capital F of y. Q of y is equal to 1 minus f of y. When you are writing Q of minus infinity, so this will be here minus infinity, so the total area will be 1. So Q of minus infinity is 1, that is minus infinity to plus infinity, it is 1. Then Q of 0, 0 to plus infinity, that will be 0.5. And Q of infinity is infinity to infinity, it will be 0. There is another function defined for calculating the probability of error. Again, that is going to be used later when you are studying probability of error. That is called error function and complementary error function. Here it is written complementary error function ERFC. That is complementary error function. ERFC of y is equal to, it is defined like this, 2 by root pi integral y to infinity e raised to minus x square dx. This is a definition of complementary error function, and there is a relationship between complementary error function and Q function, and that I am showing here. Similarly, Q function is again written in terms of complementary error function and error function. Relationship between error function and complementary error function is 1 minus error function, that is 1 minus ERF of x. Complementary error function 0. Complementary error function of 0 is equal to 1. Complementary error function of infinity is equal to 0. Error function of 0 is equal to 0 and error function of infinity is equal to 1. So this error function and Q functions can be studied when you are studying the probability of error of different digital communication system. We are using different types of receivers and different types of a digital modulation system. For each digital modulation, we can calculate the probability of error in terms of complementary error function or Q function. So once the answer is written in terms of error function, that error function tables are available. From the table, the numerical value can be determined. Another probability distribution is Rayleigh probability density function. That is also continuous random variable distribution, but it is only for a positive values. Random variables are only from 0 to infinity. And it is defined like this. F of x is equal to x upon alpha square into e raised to minus x square divided by 2 alpha square. Alpha is a Rayleigh parameter and is equal to 0 when x less than 0. From probability density function, cumulative distribution function is also written. So here I am showing the graphical representation of that probability distribution and cumulative distribution function. Next topic is central limit theorem. Let x1, x2, etc. xn be a sequence of independent, identically distributed, that is called IID, independent and identically distributed random variables with mean m and variance sigma square. According to central limit theorem, for a large value of n, the distribution of the sum of the random variables, that is x1 plus x2 plus etc. plus xn, and all these random variables are added, and the resultant random variables probability distribution is approximately Gaussian regardless of the distribution of individual random variables. So irrespective of the random variables, individual random variables probability distribution, when you're taking the sum of very large number of random variables, and if you're determining the probability distribution of that sum, it looks like a Bell distribution, that is a normal probability distribution, or the Gaussian probability distribution. That is according to central limit theorem. I'm just showing an example here. This is a probability distribution of a random variable x. It's a uniform distribution. So x is a random variable and f of x is a probability density function. And taking one more random variable, that is again a similar probability distribution. So I'm taking the sum of these two random variables. So I can say it is a x1 plus x2. x1 plus x2, that is a sum of two random variables. And the probability distribution of sum of the two random variable will be f of x convolution f of x. So this rectangular shape is again convolving with again rectangular shape. We will get a triangular shape. In the next case, I am taking three random variables, that is x1, x2 and x3. Taking the sum of these three random variables and determining the probability distribution of three random variables. For getting this answer, we have to do the convolution of f of x with f of x again with f of x. So the answer looks like close to normal probability distribution. Just from three random variables, we are getting a probability distribution close to normal probability distribution or Gaussian probability distribution. So if we'll continue like this for a large number of random variables, finally we will get a perfect normal probability distribution. That is what central limit theorem says. Thank you.